Africa on the English service of the Voice of America. I'm your host, Peter Clote in Washington, D.C. Coming up in the second half of Nightline Africa, the Saturday music spot from our collection of music from the continent. But first, gunmen have killed a linguistics professor in Cameroon's volatile English-speaking northwest region. Paul Kuban Mbufong was shot dead Thursday while going to work in the University of Bamenda. University staff say the murder of the academic, who was also in charge of administration, bore the hallmarks of the Amber Boys, or separatist fighting for an independent English-speaking state called Ambazonia. For the latest development in the ongoing crisis, I'm joined live in the studio by Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, leader of the African People's Liberation Movement, or APLM, a group seeking independence. How are you, Dr. Akwanga?
I'm doing fine.
Wonderful. So let me ask you, what is the latest development of what is happening in what you call the struggle of the independence of Ambazonia?
Well, at the moment, I can say that the struggle seems to have reached a stalemate. A stalemate because you find the different self-defense groups are doing a marvelous job on the ground, but the state of La République du Cameroun has created its own group of, in quotes, separatist fighters to cause more chaos, added with those I call the terrorists, who are the soldiers from La République du Cameroun. So there seems to be a stalemate. We are not pushing forward, they are not pushing inward. So both sides are locking horns at this particular moment.
Let me ask you this, because residents in these English parts of Cameroon are complaining that there are kidnappings ongoing. Ransoms are being collected, and that your cause has failed.
Unfortunately, anyone who thinks that the cause has failed is merely dreaming. The cause hasn't failed. These are the consequences of war, Peter. I've emphasized that there is no good or clean war. War naturally is not a good thing. The moment you push a people to war, especially when you find they are not even amateur. I won't call them semi-professional fighters. These are young men who have to defend themselves. They have not gone to any professional school. Imagine U.S. forces who are well trained. They go to Iraq. Imagine the atrocities that they commit to the civilian population. These are young men who are doing whatever it takes to defend themselves. I can assure you that most of the Amber fighters adhere to the Geneva Convention on the issue of warfare. Unfortunately, the state, in order to, instead of looking for possibility to enter into negotiation with the fighting forces from the southern Cameroons, instead decided to create their own forces, thinking that it will be a way to break the Amber resistance. Unfortunately, what that is doing at the moment is it has caused more chaos.
But you talk about self-defense by the Amber Boys, so to speak.
Yes.
Some of the residents are saying, if this is what you are doing, why don't you carry this fight to the capital, Yaoundé, or probably to Douala, the commercial capital, where you could inflict the most damage, rather than inflict this pain on the same people you seek to protect in these English-speaking areas?
First, let me make this very clear. It's not more than us to take this fight even to Eboloa. It's not more than us. Our goal is not to conquer Cameroon. It's to force La République du Cameroon to come to the negotiating table. We can take this fight to Douala anytime, anywhere. We have sleeper cells all over the place, even in La République du Cameroon. If they just need the green light from us, and they will go operational. What we are trying to do is to free our own homeland. We are not conquerors. We are not invaders. We are not about
invading. So what are you
invading.
promising Ambazonians, if I may ask you? What are you promising them? Because elections were recently held. President Paul Biya, the incumbent president, got 71.28%, effectively an overwhelming majority to continue for the next 7 years to be in power. So what are you promising them? What is the way forward for the residents of the English-speaking areas, Ambazonians as you call them?
Peter, the first thing is we are not interested in the elections that deals with governance in La République du Cameroon. It has nothing to do with us. And Paul Biya himself knows that. He promised to come to our homeland. He didn't dare. If he dared, we would have brought him down. Now, let me make this very clear. I have spoken time and time again that war is not a good thing. The only promise I have for the people of Ambazonia is that more difficult days are ahead.
So why should
let me finish. I can't tell them lies. There will be more difficult days ahead. But at the end of the day, the people of Amazonia are going to be free. We are going to be free because we are fighting a just war in which it was imposed upon us. But I cannot sit here and tell the people that, no, tomorrow you will get up and schools will begin and everything will be normal.
So
no.
For nearly 2 years, children can't go to school. There has been an imposed curfew where truckloads of goods and property and students cannot board buses to move to and from school. So what do the people do now?
Peter, children not going to school and businesses being shut down and buses not being able to move around is not as important as those who have lost their lives for reasons that they did not call for. The person who imposed war in our homeland, Paul Biya, and the proconsul from France, backed by the Israelis, are responsible for the carnage in our homeland. Our people should understand one thing. Even it's going to take the next 100 years, we want Biya and all his backers, the French and the Israelites, to know one thing. No country in the world will ever win a guerrilla warfare. If they want to fight for the next 100 years, we are ready for it. They can pick up the leaders, some of us, they can kill some of us, but that is not going to end.
But people have expressed concern that those that you seek to protect are unprotected because their villages have been raided. Some of them have been kidnapped. Monies are being demanded before they are handed over. A case in point was